Hello everybody, my name is Leo and finally we have a very important firmware upgrade for the Line 6 Helix line of pedalboards. You know that I strongly believe that the cabinet and mic simulations have a big impact on our tone. And if you follow my comparison videos, you know that for every comparison versus Line 6 pedalboards, for instance Boss GT1000 versus Line 6 Helix LT or Valeton GP200 versus HX Stomp, I've always mentioned that the Line 6 pedalboards were lacking a nice mic simulation section. Well, this problem seems to have been overcome with the new firmware 3.5. Let's check it out. Share together the signal chain of the preset I have created. This preset is pretty simple. I have an overdrive, which is a tube screamer, an amp, which is a plexi, a greenback speaker with two microphones. I will explain better what I've done here in a few minutes. Then I have a dual delay and a plate reverb. Let's now go to the parameters. First of all, in the input block, I've set the in-Z input to 1 mega ohm. In fact, this impedance level should provide us with a whole spectrum of frequency of the guitar. Then for the tube screamer, I have used a pretty low level of gain but a higher volume. In this way I'm pushing the front end of the amp, thus obtaining a more tube-oriented distortion. And I have reduced a little bit the tone not to have too much height. For the amp I'm using a plexi jumpered, therefore here I have both the plexi channel active, I have the master volume at its maximum level almost, and then the volume of the bright channel is at 7.8 and for the normal channel it is at 7.3. The master volume should provide us with the power tube distortions, where the drive should provide us with the preamp distortions. Now the plexi is known to be a non-master volume amp, therefore we shouldn't have the master volume, but we should have only the volume of the bright channel and the normal channel. Nevertheless, in this recreation Line 6 decided to add a master volume to the simulation. Then as you can notice, we have the bass and the mid frequency basically in the middle, the treble at 6.5, the channel volume at 6 and the present at 6.6. This should give me a pretty balanced frequency response. The sag level is at 10. In fact, in the user manual there is written that lower sag value offer a tighter response for faster metal performances. Higher values provide more touch dynamics and sustain for blues and classic rock riff. Now, I love the tones where I decide the amount of distortion just pushing harder or softer the string. Therefore, in my opinion, the sag level should be at its maximum level, like I did here. Another important parameter is the bias, that changes the bias of the power tubes. Lower values achieve a colder class AB biasing. At the maximum, the amp is operating in class A. Maximum for sure for me. And now let's come to the cabinet section, which is the new section of the Helix. Here I have used a Greenback 25, so a pretty classic cab to be combined with a Plexi, and I have used an SM57 combined with a Royer 121. That is a very classic combination of mics. What I've learned is that the Royer 121, which provides us with a very mellow tone, with a nice bass frequency, has to be placed in front of the cone, where, in order not to have too much height, I've placed the SM57 off axis, first of all, using the angle switch here, and as you may see, it is just between the center of the cone and its border, in the middle almost. Now, the delay. I typically use ping pong delay, but I like delays with nice modulations in the repetition. And the ping pong delay of the Helix does not provide modulations. So I was obliged to use a dual delay that I've set in this way. We have the modulation set to chorus with the speed to 3.6 and depth to 53%. Now, a very important thing for me is that we have to remove some lows and high frequency from the delay repetitions. Otherwise, they are too much intrusive in my experience. And then here, as you may see, I have the left time and right time at different levels so that we have a nice stereo effect. And for the reverb, I use typically a plate reverb with this setting. Also, here is very important to cut the low and the highs. And also for the reverb, I typically add some modulations. Now, another thing I have done is that I have added a looper in the signal chain, which is this one, and I have assigned the 3-foot switches to the tube screamer, the delay, and the looper. So basically, with this preset, I can do everything. I can switch on and off the delay, I can switch on and off the tube screamer, and I can control the looper, as I've done in the demo song. One thing to notice is that in order to be able to assign the looper to the 3rd foot switch, you have to go in the preferences, device setting, and you have to remove from the 3rd stomp the tap tuner. Otherwise, you are not able to use the 3rd foot switch for the looper control. This is how I typically build all my presets. So as I was saying, it is very important to have, for me, a very touch sensitive amp. It is very important to remove from the delay and the reverbs some lows and some highs, and to add some modulations to the repetitions. And I have a tube screamer which has not too much gain, but that adds volume in order to push the front end of the amp. And this is typically the couple of microphones that I use also when I record my real cabs. SM57, Royer 121. The SM57 provides you with all the high frequencies, and the Royer 121 just gives you all the mid and bass frequency, providing us with a more balanced tone, a tone that I like. So in conclusion, I have to say that I am very surprised about this firmware upgrade, as this upgrade would have been totally fine for me even for justifying the release of new hardware, of new pedalboard from line 6. I think it is for sure a useful upgrade that allows us to add a lot of nuances to our tone, to simulate some very famous mic simulations like the couple SM57 plus Royer 121 that I have used in the demo song for this video. So congratulations to Line 6 for their continuous commitment to improve their line of products. And please let me know your opinions about this upgrade in the comments section below. We have now reached the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did it, please subscribe to my channel, ring the notification bell and leave a thumb up. It will be of great help. If you're interested in my IRs or in my camper profiles, you can check out the link in the card above or description below, where there is also a link to a playlist of songs of mine. Thank you so much for watching and see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.